What is up YouTube? Welcome back to another video, and in this video I want to talk about 5 things I wish I knew before I started detailing. If you're new to the channel, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and let's get on with the video. In my last videos I talked about 5 detailing musts that every detailer should have, whether you're beginner, intermediate, advanced. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it down below. Okay, so number 1 tip is not everyone is your customer, right? With that being said, you could be a great detailer and you could make every car, say 100 out of 100, you're a perfect cleaner. But someone somewhere won't like how you clean. But that's okay, right? You need to be able to distinguish who is your customer base and who is not. Some people just won't like the way you clean, whereas someone else cleans a different way, they prefer his style of cleaning. That doesn't mean your way is wrong, that's just not your customer, right? I'm not saying that everyone's like this, but at the end of the day, everyone wants a clean car, but you're gonna come across people who just won't like your services, even if you can do a certain service. Also, with not everyone being your customer, don't feel ashamed, right? You can't please everyone. And plus, there's gonna be days where detailing will maybe feel like a job. Maybe you're tired. Maybe you, at the end of the day, you half-assed it. You did something and you just they didn't like it. Obviously, you can still fix it. Also, with the whole detailing, yeah, again, not everyone can be your customer. Not everyone will be your customer. And that's something you have to take with a grain of salt, especially if they're criticizing your work, because you're gonna find people who are almost as such as a wannabe detailer than an actual detailer, and that shouldn't discourage you at all, because a lot of detailers, we know what we're doing, right? But there's just some things that are out of our control and out of our arsenal and our packages, and you just need to stay with what you know. And that is another point I will make later on in this video. But again, not everyone can be your customer, especially when you start growing and your prices increase. You're gonna weed out a lot of the cheap people, because again, sometimes having those cheap customers, even though they'll be a repeat customer, they're not worth it, because again, they expect cheap but expect exceptional results, which cannot be done, right? You can't buy a basic package and expect me to give you a pre-sale type of detail. I can't do that. I will lose money. But there are people like that. But again, those are the people you would rather just do once and never again. But again, that comes with the topic right now, that not everyone can be your customer. You might have to do them once, but I'd rather do them once than a couple times. So count your blessings, you only have to do them once and then move on. Find clients that want you, and when they pay and you give them what everything says and they're happy with it, even once you go to someone that's 3-4 times regular customer, they just trust you. You know, they don't even look around the car, they won't do anything, they just trust you, right? All you would have to do is they're at their front door, you just give them the key, yep, thank you, have a good day, pay, leave. They don't even check. When they go to the car next time, they trust you. And that's the bond and experience you want with your customers. You don't want to please everyone, because if you start trying to please everyone, people take advantage of it, especially in the detailing world. Because when you start detailing and they're like, oh, can you do this, and can you just do that, can you do this, can you do that, and if you're gonna say yes to everything and it's not part of the package, then it makes it a lot harder for you as a business to make money. So yeah guys, the takeaway point for that one is you don't have to please everyone. Please just do what you can, do to your standard and until you're satisfied with it, because 9 times out of 10, the satisfactory level you have for a car will just 9 times out of 10, there will always be one. It will be to their standard, even exceeding it, because we do this for a living. So we know what's clean and what's not clean. Even a 7 out of 10 for us is like a 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 for most customers who are not into the whole car detailing. Okay, so tip number 2 is we are cleaners first, not restorers, right? So what I mean by that is if someone gets a basic package or someone even gets a middle package, right? And they're looking for a full perfect restore type of clean, you need to be able to tell them, look, this is what all the package is. This is what you're going to get. This is all you have paid for. And you got to be able to tell them that this is all we have in our command, right? To do for you. We can't make perfection on a car that's even say 10 years old, 15 years old, 20 years old. It becomes very hard to do. I'm not saying it can't be done, but again, you have to be able to let them know that if they want that perfect clean, this is how much it's most likely going to cost. Because, you know, if I'm gonna do 2 hours on a interior detail, right? But if they want it perfect, I'm looking at 6 hours. You need to let them know if you want it perfect, it's going to take around 5-6 hours to do. And if it takes 5-6 hours to do just the inside to make it perfect, like everything, if they want it spotless, like it's a brand new car, and like you need to be able to price it accordingly. And I'll tell you now, usually 10 times out of 10, if they're buying that basic package, middle package, even a little bit of your higher end, and you give them that price where it's like almost perfect, there's a good chance they're not going to take it because they're maybe looking for a deal or anything like that. There are people who will come to you and they're like, I want your most expensive clean and I want you to make it spotless. Of course, those are the clients that want to pay because they came to you for it. But yeah, like I was saying, if they do buy the middle or like even the basic package, and then you tell them like, look, if you want that 100% base perfection clean, this is how much it's gonna cost. 9 times out of 10, they're gonna say no, or they're just like, oh, at least there's a price on it. So if he does want to do it in the future, then that's what it is. Because again, it's like a nice psychological type of trick as well, because if you do say you're doing a wash for $150, right, and you quoted him, if you want perfection, it's going to cost $650, right? But if your $150 clean is good, they're going to look at it and be like, you know what, for $150 it's really good, right? And they're not going to bother with $650 regardless, because whether you told them a price or not, they probably wouldn't go to that extent. But if you let them know that, look, this is the level of detailing you have bought, and if you want more than that up here, this is how much you have to pay, and you have to let them know. Because again, your time is money. Every second, every minute, every hour that you stand around doing nothing or just wasting it, that's, as a business, as a detailer, that's money out of your pocket and your business's pocket as well. And that's something you can't do. So again, I'm not saying, you're gonna spend $150 and you're gonna spend all day doing the car. You have now lost money, right? Especially if you had clients on that day and you're spending all day trying to make this guy's car perfect, right? You could potentially lose those clients as well. And again, if you have to stay at a client's house all day, you need to make it business sense. You need to stay there for a purpose. If you're gonna stay there, you can't stay there for $150. You have to price accordingly. I'm not saying charge so much to where they're gonna say no. I'm just saying you need to price accordingly. If you're gonna be at someone's house all day to make a car like perfect, like they want the 12-hour detail, they want the 16-hour detail, 8-hour detail, 4-hour details, you need to price it accordingly. Because again, if you're gonna stay there for $150 and you're gonna stay there for 8 hours, then you haven't made money on that day. Again, that's a good thing to have in your back pocket. You need to let them know, we are cleaners, we are detailers first. If you want a restore package, this is the package we can do. But again, since you have scratches on your plastic and stuff, that's not something we offer, and they won't be fixed on this type of clean. If you can voice that out to them, but you have to be assertive. You have to be sure of your work and what you can do, what you can't do. Because again, 9 times out of 10, these guys are not detailers. They don't know what can be fixed, what can't be fixed. So you need to be able to educate them and let them know, look, this can be fixed, this can't be fixed. This might need an upholsterer. If there's a huge scratch on the car, you might need to take it to a panel beater. You start gaining knowledge and giving it to the customer on what they can do for it, they're more appreciative because they know if they can fix it, they're not gonna go around to a detailer, they're not gonna go around to a car dealership, they're not gonna go around with everyone. They know they need the car fixed, they go to a panel beater. If they know they need to fix rips on red leather seats, they're gonna go to an upholsterer. So it cuts off them having to search anything. They know that, oh, if I need this done, I just go here. And if that comes from you, they're more likely to remember you because you helped them. And that's the whole point of it sometimes as well. I know for a fact, in my personal experience, when someone helps me with anything, I tend to not forget it. As in, say someone helped me with directions, right? Even if say I forget who it was, I'll still remember, hey, someone helped me with directions, right? And again, it can work wonders for detailing companies because not everyone's trying a new detailer every week, right? So when he remembers that, oh, the detailer helped me, he knows he's only ever been with one other detailer, which is you in a sense. So he just knows that you're a good person, you're gonna help him. Obviously, you should be a good person, but again, that's the common courtesy. You gotta have that relationship with your customers because that's what's gonna make them repeat and have you, like they're gonna trust you with their cars. And especially with the people, my Australian viewers who know, Australia, a lot of people take a lot of pride in their cars and they do not trust it with everyone. So that's one thing I love about Australian culture. I love cars myself. I have a little bit of pride on my cars too. I love my cars. And that could be said with maybe 90 to 95% of people in Australia. We love our cars. We love everything about it. Burnouts, anything. That's Australian culture. So again, with that being said, they're very selective. We are very selective of who touches our cars. So we want someone we can trust as well. Okay guys, so tip number 3, remember this, we are the professionals, they're not, right? It's not as simple as like you grab a vacuum, multi-purpose cleaner, clean it, and then go on the outside, pressure wash a little bit, put some soap on the car, wash it off, done, right? That's a bare minimum basic detail. There's more to it and there's more to do. Obviously, once you get into the more advanced things like extracting, steam cleaning, vent cleaning, using the air compressor, cleaning the wheels and tires and rims properly, that in itself is a skill that a lot of 9 times out of 10 the customer does not have or knows how to do. So again, if you're new to this, my best advice is to learn what you're doing. Don't just do it, because anyone can just pick up a vacuum, clean the inside, you know. And even for a customer, they can do it too, right? Maybe it's not going to be as good as you, but it's good enough to their standard. So that's something you need to be able to remember. You need to do it a little bit better than them, but you need to be able to explain if they ask. Because if they ask you and you're like, I'm just going to vacuum air, do this and do that, they're going to be like, oh, like, you know, I can do that too, so why are you charging me X amount of money, you know? So you need to be able to tell them like, look, with the carpets, we use a dual brush, we take everything out from the fibers, and this is how we're going to vacuum it. This is the package you got. If you want your leather seats clean, this is how we clean them. You might steam clean them and then wipe it down, or maybe you might spray out APC on it, wipe it down, or we add leather conditioning and we dress it up as well to give it a shine and give it some UV protection, anything like that. I just made everything up like that, but it's enough, right? You got to be able to speak a little bit of their language, simplify what you know so they can know, like, oh, he knows what he's talking about. He can now, like, I trust him with my car because he told me in a way that I understand. I'm not using technical jargon. I'm not trying to make my customer feel dumb that he doesn't know how to clean his car properly, right? I just said what we will do, but I just tell him like in a simpler way, so he can understand how we do it. It's not like he's just gonna be like, oh, I know how to do it now, I'm gonna start my own company and do this and do that. No, he rather you still do it, but he just likes to know how it's done. Because again, he's not watching you clean it, so he rather know how you're doing it, and then he can see that, you know what, he's been doing this for a long time, he can explain it so easily. You know, I will 100% refer him to my friends because he comes, does what he needs to do, and leaves. You know, that's what you want as a detailer in a perfect world. Okay, tip number 4 is stick to what you know. Do not do a package or offer a service you have no idea about, right? Like for me, I don't do window tinting, but I'm not going to put window tinting out there, right? Because I'm not confident to do window tinting, right? I'm not gonna just do it, get some customers and hope for the best. If they complain, at least I got some experience. No, it's too risky, right? I can vinyl wrap, but I'm not confident enough to do it on other customers' cars. I can do small ones, but I don't want to do the whole car because even though I can vinyl wrap, I'm still not confident in my cutting and stuff like that because again, I'm not doing it all the time. But until I'm confident enough, I'm going to provide it as a service. Again, I'm not going to push something I'm not confident in. And if I can, it's like the old saying, jack of all trades, master of none. You don't want to know everything, 99 things, and you can't do 99 things right, not even one. So trust me, stick to what you know. Tip number 5 is establish first, charge more later. Don't go into the detailing world or any business and charge premium prices because again, as a consumer, I have no idea who you are. Like, you have no 5-star reviews, you don't even have a proper website, you have an Instagram page, 50 followers, 100 followers. Why on earth would I be charged $200 for a basic clean and you have no credentials at all, right? So I'm saying, guys, build a reputation, establish your business, right? Because then when the same guy will be like, why are you charging me $200, right? You could be like, I have X amount of 5-star reviews, I have over 150 satisfied customers, I have a whole log of reoccurring customers and all these things, that this is how we do our procedures, this is what we offer, we give more than the average detailer. You need to be able to express that, and sometimes it is harder to do when you don't have a foundation, like an establishment or something, you know. Then if you look professional as well, there's no argument to why you charge what you charge. Charge until you have enough to fall back on, because again, having clients is great, but it's hard to get clients when you're already at a premium level, and then they're gonna fumble you, like they're not gonna be with you. As in, I had a talk with another detailer before. My basic clean right now for a sedan, it's basic clean. It's $79, right? It's just inside and out, very basic. This guy is charging, what do you call it? I think it was $150. And but then he was asking me, how do I get clients? How do I do this and how do I do that? And I told him, like, look, I have X amount more followers than you, like X times your followers. I'm not too sure about the posts. I think I had 3 to 4 times more posts than him. I have more 5-star reviews than him and all these other things. And I'm like, and you're that much more expensive than me. Like, why would someone pick him over me when they can see that I'm experienced? I have the following and I have all these other things that he didn't have, right? And I'm grateful that he does have it now, but this was a while ago. So, but I'm saying, like, even though I had this, like, the following and stuff, I still had a pretty decent price where it's reasonable. And later on, if I do get bigger, maybe I do increase the price, maybe due to inflation, but again, it will work out a little bit more on my end because the following I have will be like, you know what, he's worth it, he's done his job. And even the reoccurring customers, they probably wouldn't mind because they trust me with their cars. You know what, I'd rather pay $10 more, $20 more, because I know he does a good job, because it saves them time as well, finding another detailer, going through the process, trying him out, he's not good, you know, then having to get another one, when they could just paid me extra $10, $15, $20 and get the clean that they've always expected to get. So yeah, guys, just remember that. Establish first and then do the price. Also, guys, with these 5, it's gonna vary person to person, business to business, even country to country. But again, hopefully these 5 helped you, at least even one of them, even just to think about it before you even start a business, or you've just started a business, or you've been doing it for 1 year, 5 years. Like, I feel like usually when you're getting comfortable with detailing, these are the 5 things that usually a lot of detailers figure out. But again, it's a good reminder, just remember, like, even where you come from with the establishment and all these things, remember, you're a professional. People pay you to clean their car. You don't pay them to clean your car, right? You're providing a service, so you need to know about the service, right? Because 9 times out of 10, the consumers don't. They know how it works, they know the principles on how to clean a car, but they don't actually know how we clean it. Alright guys, hopefully you liked that video. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.